What's a mood? A mood is an emotion. A mood is a measurement of where you're at. But more than anything, a mood is a thought, is a judgmental thought, and saying, I'm happy, I'm sad, I don't know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing, I'm up, I'm down, and it's a mood. And humans live by mood. And they become the thoughts way of having a type of feeling. And again, going back to this whole concept, the mind, the brain, the thoughts have no true sensual awareness whatsoever. But the brain has been developed in a way that it believes it does. So it creates a mood. Thought turns to mood, which is also the emotion, which is also the way you attract energy into your life, which is also the way you breathe, which is also the way you receive. Most people believe they have no control over their moods or no choice over their moods, so they live by their moods. All these thoughts and all these moods and all these emotions are not really you. Maybe you could argue they are to an extent. They're a very limited part of you, but they're not the real you. They're not the inner you. So there's this exasperating irritation that's coming in right now because you know there's something better. So you get these moods and you live from mood to mood. Moods are created by thoughts. Thoughts are not real, they're limited, and you live from mood to mood. And when I say you, I am talking about humans in general. You are moving beyond all of that. But what happens here is you start to become conscious. You become very conscious of, hey, these are the dynamics that have been going on in my life. Here's what's been happening. I thought I was nuts. You're not. You just haven't become quite conscious of it yet. You're not nuts. There is nothing crazy about you. You would only be crazy as if you accepted your limitations, and you don't. So, my dear friends, moods, they're all around. And what I'm trying to do is get you to be conscious of these things that affect your understanding of yourself, affect your position. There's no magic in any of this. There's no waving of magic wands. There's simply becoming aware of how you got here. If you got yourself into a consciousness of limitation, you can also step right out of it. There's two things that are really challenging for many of you when it comes to moods and thoughts in this whole thing. And those two things are, number one, your dark side, your negative side. You just don't want to face it. So you run from it. You don't want to embody it. And I'm sorry, but you cannot just embody the light. You cannot just embody the light. There's a term that we use on the other side. It's called, oddly enough, it's called a nost. It's like nost, but kind of nost. And it means that there's a bias towards the light. You're trying to be the light. Not going to work. And you're trying to be happy and pleasant and the light and it's a spiritual pacifier. And it's just not going to work. And every master has realized that along the way. It's like, oh crap, I am the dark also. Next big hurdle is like, oh my gosh, if I go into endarkment, accepting the dark, what if I become evil? Evil. And look at it. If I could have the pen here, look at it. The word evil is live, and it's the veil also. So see, this is Satan. So you say, what if I go to endarkment, allowing my darkness. Now, what's the darkness? Now, Tobias told you years ago, it's the things you didn't love about yourself. It's your divinity. The things you didn't allow about yourself. But there's this tremendous fear. What if I go evil? What is that? That's a thought. So I ask you to feel into that rather than think about it. What we're talking about here is being conscious of what have been the limitations so that you can really kind of glide into freedom. The other thing is depression. Depression occurs when the thoughts suppress the life force energy and the thoughts suppress the passion of the I am to the point it creates such a veil that it seems like there's nothing left. Depression lacks in what I would call a flow of energy. The energy just sits. There's a lot of energy in depression. If we could find a way to drill into depression, we would extract a lot of energy, but it's sitting in a muck, in a tar. It's just not moving. It's uninspired. So depression, darkness and depression, are two very challenging factors. The only real problem here, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, is you keep saying, what am I doing wrong? I'm saying nothing, and then you get mad at me. We have these long arguments at night. It's about, I know I'm doing something wrong. Otherwise, I'm like, no, you made a choice a long time ago, Edith, to do this, to transform, and you're trying to do it in a single lifetime. And it's working. And it's working. If you could just breathe that in.